let's start with a small introduction. Each one of you will introduce himself, tell us in which domain he works, what is specialized, if he's also into other software development, programming languages, platforms, and so on. Just share with us the info so we all have some sense who is each one of you, and after that we will start. Okay, so let's start according to the order I see on my screen. Adam, please, let's start with you.
Hi, nice to meet everybody. My name is Adam Matan. I'm an engineering manager with Compass, a real estate tech company in the United States. My background is mostly Python, cloud, and recently in the last few years, some flavors of AI. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Gilum.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm a data architect at the headquarters of Carrefour. Carrefour is one of the major retailers in the world, like Walmart in the United States, for example. And I'm also a Google developer expert on Google Cloud. So I'm recognized as expert on Google Cloud, and we are about 200 or 300 in the world with this kind of recognition. And I'm initially a Java developer because I started to develop 20 years ago. And 20 years ago, Java was dominating the world. And finally, when you are using agent and AI, you have to use Python. And so I'm using Python for this.
Okay, great. And Maxim, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Maxim. I'm from Austria. In Austria, we have some specific software development which outdated around 20 years. It means all what you developed right now, we start to develop 20 years later. But I'm also the beta tester of two programming agents. And yeah, I use programming agents or AI agents for software development since 2021. And my first question for every person who wants to be in my team, how many time you spend in talks with artificial intelligence? And if it's less than 30%, probably this is not the best person for my team.
Okay, nice. And Abhi, please introduce yourselves.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Abhijit and I'm in Dallas, Texas. I work as a senior Python developer, I'm data engineer, and I worked on the AI ML part as well. I worked as a data scientist, so now I'm getting into Gen AI again. So anything and everything related to Python. I have around 12 years of experience into Python development. Initially, I started with Java, but then moved to Python. And apart from this, I try to teach Python to students and underrepresented groups and try to contribute to the community with this way.
Great. Okay, great. So now I'm just going quickly overview what we already know, what we're using AI, generative AI, let's be precise for. And right after that, the first question, we are going to have 3 questions. And each question, each one of you will give his input. And let's start with a short overview. So what we already know is that we software developers, we use generative AI for code completion, for code generation, small parts, big parts, project generation. We can get kind of a skeleton of something and then move on. Code review, refactoring, testing. We had today a talk about testing, and I don't know our experience. For instance, Kiro, I'm just sharing. You can just develop the entire application, and AI agents continuously write the test for you. We are also familiar with pretty much effective documentation generation by AI, generative AI. We use generative AI to ask him to explain code we see. Sometimes the explanation is not very good, but in most cases, pretty good. Agentic coding, meaning using AI agents that do work for us, and then we are also become familiar with agentic IDEs. IDEs that includes agents that do stuff for us according to definition. We define the hooks when they do something or what they should do, and they do it autonomously. They don't even ask us, they simply do their job. Cure is just one example. JetBrains also developed something similar, and we have other companies. So the first question, how will Python ecosystem evolve as AI-driven development becomes standard? So who wants to start? Let's keep the same, Adam, or maybe someone else.
Yeah, I'll start with pleasure. I think I'll take just one point. I think that Python is going to take a much larger market share because first it's the AI language. So everybody working in that field and most developers will at some point do that, use it. It's replacing C or Java or any other language in any university as the basic language everybody's expected to learn. So front end, back end, whatnot. If you graduate, you probably know Python. And we have an efficiency boost, especially in the last year, where packages are being rewritten in Rust, usually with the help of AI tools. So we have larger audience or developer audience, and we're solving most of the efficiency deficiencies. And of course, Python 3.14 with the new threading without the GIL will give another boost to that. So I see just a boost in market share.
Yeah, well, to continue on this, indeed, in fact, you are going faster to achieve what you want to do. In fact, if you want, okay, you can develop in Python or in other languages, but if you want to implement a special feature like multi-threading, like, I don't know, you want to perform WebSockets or stuff like this, you can go faster to achieve what you want thanks to AI assistance. And like this, you know what to do. As a developer, you know the architecture, you don't know exactly the detail or the subtleties in the language, and you go faster to implement this, and it works. That's the difference.
All right. Who next wants to? Maxime, please.
Probably I add a little bit black color in this discussion, but my subjective opinion. At first, ecosystem, especially open source ecosystem around Python, should hard degrade because I don't need anymore to download some open source library because I can simply to ask my agent, please write for me exactly what I want. And in this case, some frameworks still can be alive, but mostly libraries dies faster than before. It's a first. The second opinion, and we can see it last year, we can get more different libraries with bad code quality, and that's why also, I mean, the ecosystem will degrade because we get less qualitative open source libraries for Python. And yeah, the last idea, which I see positive, many libraries goes in package for many libraries comes also additional agent and settings for coding agents. And it will be like setup part for this library and how should this library be connected with other projects. And I think this is the part which will be bigger and bigger. Instructions for AI agents, how they should work with this library. Right now, I see it only in 1-2 libraries, not more.
Okay.
Yeah, to add on this one, like we have in like Python, you name we have a lot of libraries, so it's very easy, and like Python is the biggest ecosystem. So it will shift from being like code centric to intent centric, as the AI agents generate more of the implementation, and like Python will strengthen its role as the glue language that coordinate models, data pipelines, and the autonomous agents. So overall, like ecosystem evolves towards the higher level abstraction, where like humans guide the architecture and AI handles the execution. And to add on like Adam's point, like yes, if we are moving with the Rust, it will surely solve the problem of the execution speed and all.
Okay, great. Excellent. Enjoyed the input. Next question. Can agentic IDEs reduce technical debt in large Python projects? Okay, Maxim, take it first.
This question is strictly bounded or related to all my talks, and my answer, yes. If you know how your agent works, and if you know which commands leads to properly to awaited results, in this case, yes. Other case, every company should have those specialists who can communicate properly with agents. This is all. But yes, yes, and yes.
Maybe I would like to temporize this kind of answer because yes, the agent can help you to understand a new code base, but when you talk about a large code base, I rarely see agents be efficient right now on the large code base because the context is too small, because at point of time, the agent is hallucinating something, and so it's not so um, relevant when you have a large database, a large code base, but it helps. Another point that you raised, Michael, about to have an agentic IDE. Personally, I'm working on NTDG and I like this environment. If you ask me to switch to something else, and I know right now Google announcing again a new IDE named Anti-Gravity, a new one with cursor, with something else. So I don't want to move my habits to something else. I prefer to have my agent in my environment. And so maybe I'm too old to switch, but I prefer to stay in the place that I know.
Okay.
Yeah, here to add on, like, yes, absolutely, like agentic IDs can meaningfully reduce the technical debt in large Python projects. Like they handle the repetitive but the important work, like refactoring, cleaning, and importing, updating the things. So they are especially good at like migration that teams typically delay, like moving to async or upgrading a major framework, something like that. So, but they will need human reviews with proper oversight. They can keep bases much cleaner and more maintainable over time.
I want to add two things to that. First, I think the AI is especially good with generating documentation and taking a look at this library of convoluted code, legacy code, and generating as you said, the documentation for it. It's good for humans and it's good for the next AI step to solve this. And I see the AI ability to build proper documentation to a large code base. It's one of the biggest strengths that there is. And again, the last one is just generating proper typing in Python, which is an amazing task for AI to make old, outdated code typed.
Okay, great input. Now let's move forward to the last question, which I find on my end the most interesting one because I'm mostly into software development training. I have students, I teach in academic institutions. So what skills will developers need in an era dominated by spec-driven and AI-augmented development?
First. Okay, so like developers will need to get really good at defining the intent, like a clear specification, the edge cases into the test cases, unit test cases, and the constraints, because AI now writes most of the code. So strong architectural thinking becomes critical. Understanding the data flow, boundaries, and like how the system fit together. Debugging and validation skills matter even more, since AI generated code still breaks in several ways. So, and like finally, if I want to add on this one, like domain knowledge, it becomes like a big differentiator. Like anyone can generate the code, but understanding the business problem is what sets the developer apart.
Okay, who wants to take it from here?
Yeah, I can continue. Yes, I totally agree. The business context is important. And for me, when I'm chatting with my agent to ask it to do something, I ask for the uh, the small things or the not important things or the boring things to achieve. For example, the documentation, the tests, and yes, you need to be precise in the edge cases and stuff like this. But especially when I ask for code development, code generation, I have in mind the architecture. Previously, I talked about multi-threading. Why I'm putting multi-threading for performances or not? What's the race condition? What about the race condition in a multi-threading? You are the architect. You need to understand these concepts and to explain the machine how to take care of it. I don't know. You can have mutex or stuff like this, but you need to understand really the architecture and not the detail of the implementation. The detail is done by the machine, but you need to know the global architecture and why you are doing this or that.
Okay.
So in fact, it's really IT skills. In fact, I talked just also before to WebSockets. Why to communicate in WebSocket with your UI, not SSE, not classical HTTP request? Why you are doing this? Yes, what's the purpose? What do you want to achieve? And you need to know this concept, the security, SSL communication. Why do you have certificates? So you need to know the communication and not the detail of the line.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who wants to take it from here? Abby, I thought that you wrote something in the chat.
Oh yeah. So like whenever we ask to agents, right, like they just simply jump into writing the code without understanding the problem complexity and completely. So here uh, like telling agent the problem and the domain knowledge is also one important thing.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
have something to add. I think that one of the most important skills is going to be human communication, because every engineer is now going to take tasks on not only on like in a scope that used to belong to the product manager, tech lead, team lead in the past, because they're just taking more ownership. And if they're not able to communicate that to other teams, business stakeholders, product managers, it's not going to work even if they have all the technical capabilities. So just human communication in writing and in meetings.
Interesting. Interesting.
How I can add something more if Adam says the best answer for this question. Yeah, but I try to fill a little bit. At first, skills which we should have the developer. We don't speak about software architect. We speak about normal developers. This is more than 99%. This is normal developers, and in IE agent era or world, the first ability is networking. Networking, I mean, I know 20 different agents, and I should understand which agent can solve for me this task. This is exactly the previous 50 years ago. I have many connections, I have a problem, I should solve this problem, and I should find the correct man or a person who can help solve me this problem if I cannot solve it myself. And in this case, if we speak in agents, this is networking in between agents. I should know more and more agents with other and their abilities, what they can solve. Networking at first, Adam already says communications. It's all. It means I should know how I can communicate with my agents and or code generators, and at last, management stuff. I should be able correct delegate the solving the problem to agents. For example, Guillaume or Guillaume says, Guillaume, sorry,
No worries,
excuse me. Yeah, says he don't want to give own stuff for agents. In this case, we speak about ability to delegate some task to other person or agent. It completely don't matter. At first, we speak about ability to delegate something, and this manager skill should present in every new developer. If they cannot do it, and if they don't have own network with agents, they are not able to be effective in modern world. They start to write code in the old style, and I don't like it. It's too high price.
Yeah, I agree. You can delegate, but you need to check because the agents are not yet top skill right now. You need to check every time. But yeah, you have to delegate what you have to do.
We speak about trust and understanding. Yeah. I already say I'm beta tester more than 3 years for 2 models which unknown. One of them I trust to write the tests, for example. The other I trust to write small functions or function compositions, but not the classes. And I trust to solve some problems. And if I don't trust, and if I think I should to check it after, this is my problem. Probably it was a wrong agent.
Yeah. Or the wrong prompt or whatever. Yeah, agree.
Very interesting. I'm getting your input, things I haven't thought about. and very interesting. Okay, great. So, by the way, we are going to have a similar panel in the next upcoming two conferences, one that focus on Java next week, and the week after, the one that focus on JavaScript. And in 2026, there will be a fourth online conference that focus on AI, but just generative AI for software development, and AI that we include in our software, whether using AI or software that use agent, develop agents, and things like that. We're not going to go into the data science domain of developing the model and so on. So yeah. Okay then. So I want to thank you. Thank you very much a lot for taking part in this panel. I hope that you also benefit from this interaction. It is all about interaction, human interaction, as you said. You can flourish if you do it right. And that's it. The online conference came to its end. This is the fifth year that XtremePython takes place. And I wish you all health, peace, all the best, everything that we all of us want to wish to ourselves and to our friends. And that's it. So thank you very much. And I will wrap everything in video. It will be online. I will update you and so on. And thank you again. And have a great evening, morning.